Hi there, and welcome to my channel where I share actionable tips and tricks to help you save time and boost revenue by leveraging the power of AI. If you are looking to turn cold prospects into customers, then you are in the right place. In today's episode, we will build together an automated system that help you generate targeted communication that resonates with your prospects. Stick around and learn how this system can help you drive results. Let's create our automation. First, let's look at the Google Sheets where we will be tracking information. So the Google Sheets contain the name of companies we want to sell our services to or products to, and then their contact person, the email address of the contact person, their website URL, and then we are going to ask AI to extract information from the website and create a value proposition to help us later on in communication so that we can demonstrate that we have done some research on our prospects. And we also want AI to determine the industry they are in and then create an email separately subjects and body. Sometimes it works better when you ask ChatGPT to do, you break down the tasks for it to do one task at a time. So we are splitting this, but it doesn't have to be. We can ask it to write the whole email. Um, and now that we have seen the spreadsheets, let's go back to building the automation. So what we want to happen is anytime new companies are added to the spreadsheet, that the automation starts. The whole workflow will run from beginning to end. To do that, we are going to select the first model as Google Sheets to search for rows. And then we need to tell Google Sheets which of our accounts Google Sheets want to use. And I will select all. And so the spreadsheet ID is between right after the D and before the edit. So we'll copy this and we're going to put it where the spreadsheet ID. Okay. Once it recognizes the spreadsheets, it asks for sheet name. In this case, we have only one sheet. And we are going to say, yes, the spreadsheet has headers. And we are going to eliminate this. We're not going to do any filtering. So that's it. That's what we need. And once we have the module, the next thing we want to do is ask AI to go and crawl the website and extract information. To do that, we are going to use HTTP model, and it's going to be making a request. So since everything is going to be automated, we are going to map this to the URL field in our Google Sheets. So this will be the website URL, and it's going to be a GET request. That's all we need for this model. And when it extracts the information, it will be in HTML. It will have a lot of stuff that we don't need. So to not use a lot of tokens, we are going to ask it to parse this information, and it's going to be parsing the HTML to text. So, and it's going to take the information it just received from the website. Once we parse the text, so we want to create the value proposition, So we go back. So we are going to put an AI model here. So it's going to be ChatGPT, and I am authenticated already, so it's not going to ask me to authenticate. If you have not authenticated, you will need to click on the add and then enter your API code, etc. So we are going to choose the latest model, and we are going to give ChatGPT instructions to create the value proposition. So the role is going to be user and the message. To save us time, I created already the prompts so that you don't have to wait for me to type things in. So I'm just going to copy this and then paste it right here. Since it's going to be dynamic, my placeholder for text, I'm going to replace it with the right field. So it is going to be the text that has been just parsed. It's going to take that and create a value proposition no more than 200 characters. And then we need to scroll down. So we need to fill this out. When you put 0, it's going to go to the limit of the model. Since we already specified 200 characters, I'm not worried that I'm going to use a lot of tokens there. So I'll put just 0 and click OK. So, and I am going to name this model, rename it. This way, when time comes to map the fields, I can find it easily. So I'm going to create value proposition. That will be the name. So once the value proposition is created, we want AI to help determine the industry. So this is important later on so that when we are reviewing this spreadsheet, we have information in one place about what the industry is for each. We have 2 rows here, but assuming you have a lot of it, so it is going to be important to automate this whole thing so that you can quickly determine all these things and adjust your communication. And so the next one is going to be the industry. So I'm going to click this. This is going to be also AI that is going to help do that. And it's going to be ChatGPT. You can use Claude, you can use any AI model that you want. I am choosing to use ChatGPT for this whole automation. So I am going to use the latest model and give it instructions again about what to do. So, and the role is going to be user, the content. So this is going to be, it is going to create the industry. So I will use the prompt for industry and go back to my model and then put it. And now I have to replace the placeholder by the dynamic field. So it's going to be the text. It's going to take the text and generate and determine what industry they are. And again, we need to put the tokens, and that's it. So I am going to rename this so it's easy to find it later. So this is going to be industry. And once we completed identifying the industry, we wanted to write the email in 2 parts, the subject and the body. So I am going to ask it to generate a subject. So it's still going to be ChatGPT and prompt and completion. So with the latest model, and give it the instructions it needs. I'm going to add 0 tokens here so that later on I don't have to add this again. And the message, since it's going to be the email subject, I am going to copy the instructions I have written here and paste it right here. And now I have to replace placeholders with the dynamic fields. So in this case, the company is going to be information is going to be found on our spreadsheet. So this will be the company, column A. So, and I am going to do this to replace the company. And let's see if I need to replace another field. That's it. So this portion is done. So, and this one was subject line. So I'm going to rename this model email subject so that I can find it easily when it comes time to map. Once that's done, the final portion is creating the email body. So I am going to go and add another AI step. So it's still going to be ChatGPT with the latest model, and it needs instructions to execute. So I am going to copy what I already created here. So the email body is going to be this. And back to it. And now placeholders will be replaced. The company is going to be the information we have in our Google Sheets. Same thing. This is the company. And I am not going to read the whole text to save time, but when you are viewing this video, you can read the text to see how I am formulating this. So the contact name, we are going to replace the placeholder. So our spreadsheet also specifies who the contact is, and right here. So now that's done. And tokens 0, and then that's done. So this is the email. I am going to rename it so that this is the email body. Right. So now once we have all this information, what we want to do is that we want to populate the information in the Google Sheets. So to do that, we are going to use another Google Sheet module. And this is going to be updating the row. So my connection seems to be the right one. And so I am going to, this time you can also search by going through the path. So my sheet is in Make Automation, and it's going to be in another folder called Lead Generation. And now I have the spreadsheet's name, and the sheet's name is going to be only one sheet. And it's going to need to know which row it has to populate. So since it's going to be dynamic, every time it's running one row, so the row, there will be a reference to that row in our first module. So we are going to add that. And now what information do we want it populated? The company name, contact, email, website URL, all these things are already there. So what we want to put is the value proposition. So now you see how important it is to name. So now we need to go to the module that says value proposition. So renaming each module is important to easily find them. So the value proposition is going to be found under choices and message and content. So we have not run anything yet, so you don't see the content. If we had, you will see the content of the first one populated there. So industry is going to be found under this module and under messages and content. So then we're going to find the subject under the module that created that. So it's going to be under choices, message, content. And finally, our email body, which is this last module, and it's going to be under messages, content. And now we are done with that. All right, so once we are done, what we want the automation to do is to send an email. So we are going to add an email module to send emails. And I am going to connect to my email, and we need to specify who the email will be sent to. Since all this is going to be automated, the fields need to be dynamic. So we are going to find, we know already we have email information about the contact person for the company we are writing to. So we're going to write email, and the subject, since we have broken down these, it's easy. So we can go to the subject, email subject, and then that's going to be under choices, message, content. And the next item is going to be the content of the email. So we have that in a different module. So we're going to go there and then click on messages and select the content. And that's it for email. So now we are going to run the whole thing. So let's bring this into view, all of them. So, and we have not populated anything yet. So let's run. All right, it has successfully completed the 2 rows. So let's go. So yes, it did populate with the information we want. And so now let's go see in the email. It has sent me the, all right, so Google Sheets sometimes take time. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the email to come through. So this now it came. So we have the email that came through. So it did run the whole automation. So this is just an introduction to cold email, lead generation through cold email. So remember, when you're doing this at scale, don't use your main email. Use some sub email that you generated specifically for cold email. This way, when you the email get blacklisted, you can just dump it and buy another email address. So there is a software that allows you to send cold email at large scale. You can send tens of thousands of emails per month. And so when you need to really send a lot of emails, so it's really good to use those companies. One of them is the leading one is Instantly. I will leave a link in the description. So, but this just gives you an introduction about what to look for. So you're gonna, if you're using Instantly, so the concepts still apply. This is just an introduction. Thank you for watching my video. If you like the information in this video, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.